All right, good people, it's happening again. All right, we got to see what's going on. All right, hey, this is Larry Jones. Stock up with Larry Jones. Do like the prompter tell you, if you want the best in news, stock, crypto, and options. Now, stay tuned. All right, good people. So let's just go right into it. Let's see what is happening. The markets have spiked, and I'm going to play this clip for you. Let's go right into it.
We are following for you with the markets. Right before we went into that hearing, we told you of the news of this huge spike that we were seeing, and we were waiting on the news for what it was going to be. Now we are learning that President Trump has authorized a 90-day pause on some tariffs, raising the China tariffs to 125%. But we are continuing to follow this here for you on Live Now from Fox, and we are getting some more tape playback here in just a little bit of some more remarks here from President Trump. But again, look at your screen right there as you are seeing the Dow surge as this 90-day pause is now hitting Wall Street, and investors are continuing to buy up these stocks here as they are feeling much more confident as the stock's rebounding right now in real time, as you can see. And you can see that huge, massive surge of more than 2,200 points in the green right now. And again, what we are seeing now is you are seeing a lot of the options markets. You are seeing the puts being sold very quickly, and that is causing this surge now where investors that maybe were betting down on the economy and betting down on different stocks, they do have to now sell at a much steeper price than what they were thinking about, and that is causing stocks to uptrend, and that is why we are seeing this big surge that is happening so quickly right now. But again, President Trump authorizing this 90-day pause on tariffs, and you are seeing really the stock market just boomerang right now from when it was at its lows yesterday when we were seeing massive sell-offs. We also see that President Trump is raising tariffs on China to 125%. So President Trump ordering a 90-day pause on some tariffs, but also raising tariffs to 125% as well. All right, we are getting us the full statement here by President Trump, and this is what caused the big surge here. So President Trump saying on Truth Social, based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the United States markets, I am hereby raising the tariff charged to China by the United States of America to 125%, effective immediately. At some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realize that the days of ripping off the USA and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable. Based on the fact that more than 75 countries have called representatives of the United States, including the Departments of Commerce, Treasury, and the USTR, to negotiate a solution to the subjects being discussed relative to trade barriers, tariffs, currency manipulation, and non-monetary tariffs, and that these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape, or form against the United States, I have authorized a 90-day pause and a substantially lower tariff during this period of also 10% effective immediately. Thank you for your attention on this matter. And now you are seeing the markets explode right there. And they are all just trying to digest the news there of President.
So we're seeing what's going on. These are some of the plays that I was DCAing in. For those of you that are in my money moves, I've been DCAing in these, and I showed you guys, I think I showed you guys here. That's what's going on, good people. I was telling people in the money moves that today may be the day because everything was priced in. If you got that in your money moves this morning, leave me a coffee cup. And I've been telling you guys, the entire market was resting on what was coming out of the White House. So now look at this. Dow surged 2,000 points for biggest rally in 5 years after Trump pauses the thing. Now, if this turns out to be false yet again here on Fox and CNBC and all of the other ones, then something is wrong. But the markets are absolutely popping. So it is rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. And if you ever thought it was rigged, it was rigged. And so remember, on yesterday's video and all my videos, I said, if you bought Monday and Tuesday, you're fine. Just wait. I said, if you bought Thursday, Friday of last week, you're fine. And I also said that do not enter into an option and walk away. That's the most dangerous thing you could do. You got cooked. You see, oh man, you got cooked. You had some puts. And so, yeah, have helped me. Hey, I appreciate it. So this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help guide you guys. Of course, nobody knew when these deals are going to be done. I was getting a little, I told the people in the money moves, I was feeling better knowing what the EU was going to do. So guess what, good people? Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. Look at that. The NASDAQ is up 10%. Look at that in a day. 10% in a day. If it sounds like I'm screaming, I am. The NASDAQ is up 10% in a day. Look at that. The S&P is up 8% in a day. And you know, this is why I tell you guys, you can't, even in situations like this, you can't even be too bearish. All right? You got cooked too, Frank? Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Frank. I'm making money just like I said I was, because I started buying Friday, Saturday, right? And then I told the people in Money Moves, it was like I said, I'm going to start nibbling, which I did, even some more. And be careful, because there was a fake out in the morning, which it was. And now we have this, okay? So sold my calls this morning. You would have killed it. If you don't buy the dip yesterday or today, or no, you know what? No, you actually, well, I don't know if I disagree with this, but I could say that if you bought the dip even Friday or Saturday, you're going to be fine. All right. What's good, people? So that's what this is, like I said, this was long term, and I have a ton of money. I can't wait to get upstairs to get to my big portfolio where I've been buying VTI, like I've been telling you guys. Somebody said, Larry, you keep saying this, because that was a good deal. All right. So the QQQ that I've been buying is up almost 10% now. Now, there'll probably, before we get too excited, there'll probably be a cool down. All right. There'll probably be a slight cool down, but this was all a game. Unfortunately, some people got wrecked. Some people sold their 401ks. That I don't like. This was a serious game. So for those of you that are new, 90-day pause with the exception of China. So now President Trump, here's the deal. I'm starting to think the White House leaked the first one. How would they know it was 90 days? Why wouldn't they say 30 days or 60 days? So it's the exact same statement as the rumor was earlier. 90-day pause. So who did leak this? Was it leaked from the White House? Okay. And then now China, there's a 125% tariff on China. So now the story shifts from it's unfair to we need to raise this money for the deficit to all these different things. Now it's okay. All of this was just so we can even it up with China. And that's what the market does not like. It does not like not knowing what's going on. The market needs clarity, and so do you and I. But until then, I've been preaching. You got to have a plan and you got to stick to it. So I stuck to my plan. I still have dry powder. I bought. And crypto, I told you guys I've been buying at 76. So when it was 76, I've been telling people in money moves. And now, just like that, it's 82. Look at that. Bitcoin is 82. And just in the last hour, XRP goes up 10%. And like I told, I believe I said it in Money Moves, that I buy more when it's lower and I buy less when it's higher, right? And so just like that, Bitcoin goes from 76 to 82. Look at that, 6% in 24 hours. And so that's why the people that comes on even here with these comments, Larry, just tell them it's the worst since the Great Depression. No, you cannot get emotional in times like this, good people. It's time to make money. Now, we don't know what the next news story is going to be, okay? And so let's look at where we are, all right? Let's look at how far down we came. So let's look at the NASDAQ. Let's go out a month, and you can clearly see that we still have upward room. So it was down by 16%, the NASDAQ, and now it's only down by 8. So we gained. See that? So now the reality is that in a bull market or past this, it will eventually come back from here to here. So it will eventually come back. All right. I believe you got another 4 to 6% to yet make, but there could be some downward pressure first, and it's never a straight line up. All right. And so remember, this is just a 90-day pause. It is not a end solution. It's not. All right. Now the Dow surges, and then we got the Dow surges 26 points for biggest rally in 5 years after Trump pauses tariffs. All right. And so that's what's going on, good people. There's going to be some more rumors coming out. All right. And, yesterday the president was talking and he literally said, for those of you that are Christians, I'm going to quote, "These other nations are kissing my ASS." That's what he said. OK. And then he said these other Republicans that are coming out don't know what they're doing. And now some will see this as, trying to be an elitist because all of the other countries didn't bow down to this. OK, now I'm just telling you how it's seen. OK, so I just come here for the facts. We're going to concentrate on our money. Because we've been concentrating on our money, we didn't make every move perfect, but we made money. Like I told you, at the end of this, I will be richer. And I put a lot of money in, all right? A lot of money. And people in the money moves know I've been piling in VUG, QQQ, and Granny Strat, okay? Let's see how those are all performing, okay? So we have QQQ, right? So the QQQ is going to be up. We can see that, right? And then we up 9%. And then Granny, that's a GRNY. Fun Strat, that's up. See, this is why we do this, good people. And then VUG, that's up all 9%. And I told the people in Money Moves, I was buying some PLTR. Look at that. Palantir up 15%. What is the other one? There's a lot. There's just a lot. There's a lot. Then I've been telling you guys that I always look. Let's see here. QUBT. I was telling you guys I always look at these small stocks like D-Wade, Rigetti, SoundHound. I was just talking to Josh about these. Quantum Corp. Let's see here. Rigetti. These are the ones, like I said, they spring up the most when you have days like this. Look at this. So these are all quantum computing, AI, like really, really low cap AI stock, quantum computing. I'm sorry, SoundHound being the number one as far as down the road. And you can all see, you guys have heard me talk about these. And I had one comment, hey, why are you talking about these penny stock? This is why. Because when they're beat down, they spring up the most in days like this. And so when you're dealing with situations like this, you better listen to somebody who's been down this road and not some kid telling you you don't know what you're talking about when you do, when you've been investing long as they've been on this earth. I know that makes me sound real old. Okay, I take that back. All right, about to get your money moves, Larry, ready to move up. Okay, so on money moves, let's talk about money moves. Money moves is going to be the second one today. And money moves is where I continue and I expound on all of this. So everybody in money moves should be making money. If you're in money moves and you're making money, put money down there. Put money down there. So this is what they're talking about, good people. I just started options class for dummies. I just started options for dummies. Okay. And I'm going to have another lesson today, and I'm going to have stuff I want you guys to practice over the weekend. This is for the absolute beginner. If you are an options trader, don't come. It ain't for you. All right. It ain't for you. It's for the absolute beginner. All right. All right. On point, cuz. Yep. Let's see. You doing it. Somebody said I'm cooking. You said I'm doing the cooking. You bought yesterday. Good. You're good. Was it a bull trap? This morning there was something lurking. You see how the market went up and then came back down. So ran up. NASDAQ ran up like almost 200 points and then come back down. So wow. Donnie told you to buy this morning. He did. The president literally said you need to go ahead and buy. And then at the bottom it said DJT. All right. It said DJT. Now, is this fair? It ain't fair, good people. This is our money, right? So he said, you better buy. And then he signed off DJT, which is Donald Trump, right? And look at that. How come that's not populating? Okay, let's go. All right, I'll bring that back up. Yeah, he literally said DJT as he was, I guess it was on True Social that he posted that, right? And so people ran and they started buying DJT, which is Donald J. Trump, True Social, right? So here's what's happening with DJT. Is that fair? No, it's not fair. Okay? It's not fair. But none of this is fair. All right? None of this is fair, good people. So DJT is up 18%. Did I know it was going to go up higher? Yep. Did I buy any? Nope, I didn't. And I could have made money on that, but I did not. I didn't. And I have my own personal reasons why. You got baked. So when is time to buy? I still have dry powder. Well, I've been saying I've been saying it was time to just start dollar cost averaging in small amounts. I just showed you there's still time to buy, but I can't tell you what to do. Anything I say is not a suggestion to buy, hold, or sell. But after a big pump like this, there could be a pullback. There could be a pullback after a dump like this. I mean, a pump like this. So I would be careful. I would be careful. Let's look at the NASDAQ again. Let's look at QQQ. Is it starting to cool off? No, it's holding. It's holding. NASDAQ holding strong, 10%. The S&P cooling off a little bit. The S&P is only up 8% now. But the NASDAQ, which is tech heavy, is holding strong. Remember, the NASDAQ got pushed down the most, okay? So if you go back out a month, the NASDAQ at one time was down, look at this, 16%, right? And now it's only down 8%. So the NASDAQ had further to come. But we could finish talking. Let's be clear. I could finish talking right now. I got to be up like 100K. I'm telling you, I got to be up like 100K. I can finish talking right now and we could have a cool off. Okay. China can come back and say something. All right. You was waiting on the response. I missed out. So this morning I went live and I said, hey, and I said it in the money moves. I said, the market has been waiting. If you saw that in the money moves, hold on one second. You had, it's my man, Keenan Grace. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got to give back to my man. Shouts out to Keenan Grace. Let me see if it's something he want me to tell you guys. You asked me to do a video about these things down, but I said it caused the first time I didn't write it down. Do you remember? Yeah. So Keenan Grace, shouts out to Keenan Grace. Man, I wish I could send him a link right now. And we were talking about VOO and VTI, and I asked him to do a video. Let's get on and do a video together about VOO and VTI and why he had so much. Right? Keenan Grace has. Let me tell you something. Keenan Grace making a lot of money today. That's all I'm going to say. Shout out to Keenan Grace. All I'm going to say is Keenan is making a lot of money today. And people just don't get it when it comes to these ETFs and they think they're passive. So there we go. Money. You heard me. Money. You heard me. Yes, sir. You heard me. So I went live this morning, guys, and I don't know if you guys are getting everything. All right. Should I sell my puts today? I can't tell you that. I feel sorry because it's getting stop deleting comments. That's man, who you think you are? This is my page. I delete whatever. I got my team deleting whatever. Whoever team delete this comment. Man, these people are absolutely crazy. All right. Hey, all right. Good. They got the wrong one. All right. So, yeah, shout out to Keenan Grace. Man, we here to make money. We ain't in it on all we ain't into no foolishness. VOO, $5 a day. DCA. All right, baby. That's it. Yep. Should I sell my puts? I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I can't tell you to sell your puts. I don't know what price you're in, how much. I don't know. But you should. One of the things I would tell you, good vibrations, is you should never enter a call or a put without a stop loss. All right? Never. And if you're down by 50%, if you're down, by 80%, I've made those mistakes. Okay? I've made that mistake. Even when I knew better, I turned around and make that mistake. But I'm just telling you, write it down, make it plain. All right? So I'm praying that everything comes out all right for you. Yep. Yeah. And unfortunately, people gonna block people from fun. Amen. That's right. We're positive here. We keep it positive. All right. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I literally, the trainer just got through. I literally was walking and my, no foolishness. We don't have no foolishness here. We're going straight. Yeah. The audacity of people. All right. Where's the class? I didn't see any class. Just they only use it. No. It's there. It's there. Everybody saw it. It's there. Go back. Go to the tab that says options for dummies and you'll see one. You got to scroll down. All right. Because it just stacks on top. Just keep scrolling. You'll see. All right. The first ones, we talk about calls and we talk about puts. And today we're going to calculate what you'll see it. All right. I can't tell you that. All right. You bought DJT. Congratulations. All right. That's right. Let's stay focused. Money moves. We're making it. We're making this money. Yep. VOOG. Yep. He did. For those of you that didn't hear it, he said to buy. He literally said to buy. And is it fair? Nope. Yep. The news is that there's a 90-day pause on the tariffs, with the exception of China. Let's see here if there is an update. Okay. And because of that, Bitcoin has just skyrocketed up to 82. Look at that. XRP 10%. We've been buying at 76-ish. So we've been buying from 76 down to 74. And remember when I said it filled, my buy order filled, and then I reset another buy order. You guys, this is what we're doing. And then the NASDAQ for her ass is up 10% and still going up even further, up 15 points, just like that. And let's see here. Let's see any more news. Stock news today. So remember on yesterday, we were waiting on what the EU was doing. Well, it came out this morning, right? And I covered it in this morning's live about the EU, right? And then I went into the money moves and told them that this was the information that the market was waiting on. We needed a response from China and we needed a response from the EU, and we got them both, right? So here's what's happening. Dow surges 2,400 points for biggest rally in 5 years since COVID. All right. Here's what's happening. Stock surge on Wednesday after President Trump announced a pause in some of the reciprocal tariffs, causing the market Dow surges. Okay, the same deal. All right. Where were we? Stock surge, tariffs causing a market that's been under extreme pressure for the last week to explode higher. It goes into that, right? Then we go Treasury yield. Scott Bassett later clarified that all countries except China will go back to 10% baseline tariff rates as negotiations take place. So they're negotiating as we speak. The pause would not apply to sector tariffs, Bassett said, okay? So that's what's going on right now for those of you that just came in. Now, I wouldn't, this is me. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not, in situations like this, I'm not quick to be doing any calls now or any puts now. If you're an expert options trader, go ahead, you do you. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. I move slow because I put most of my money. As a matter of fact, people in my money moves know that my options account, I've been DCAing into these stock, the ones that I just showed you guys. I've been DCAing in my options, and I told them this was my options, and I showed you guys the list here. Here's a few of them. I can't get them on this screen to rotate, but this is the times when there we go. These are the times when you protect your money from yourself. Why? Because we are emotional, and here's a few of them that I just been DCAing in. So I moved it to the right, but if you scroll more to the left, you're gonna see it's up bigger than this. And these are what they just jumped. Palantir, 16. CV Carvana, remember I talked about that, 19%. Tesla, 16%. That's today, good people. And so all my portfolios and hopefully yours are absolutely printing today. And now, let me tell you something. In times like this, like I've been preaching, it's hard to do. It's hard to do when something is falling. Yep. It's hard to do when something is falling, right? So I'm gonna get with Keenan and we're gonna talk about why it's so important to buy VOO and VTI. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get with Keenan and let you guys know the significance of that. You're buying like QQQ. I put a lot of money into QQQ, right? But I was buying all of tech with QQQ, right? All right, so I'm gonna leave it right there. What's up? Thanks, Larry. Yep. Yeah, I wanna keep it. Yep. Yes, so this is money moves. This is different than stock up view, okay? It's money moves. Guys, it's the same thing as a Patreon, but it's not a Patreon, right? And the only thing is that we're teaching options instead of posting options right now. But the stock market, portfolios, what I think, all of that, that's all in money moves, okay? And we're teaching options, right? So you can get into it. We just started, literally just started first lesson yesterday. All right, so come join us. Click the only link below, and we're going to teach from an absolute beginner's standpoint. All right, I want to make that clear. But it does not connect to Patreon. You just click the link, put in your information, and you're in. It's just that simple. Okay. All right. When the hoodies come out, well, I was working out. Oh man. This morning, said call, yeah, it's gonna dump soon. There may be some pullback, fighting the urge to get into calls. I hear you. This is 100% on NVIDIA calls. Man, tech, you're killing it. Congratulations. We celebrating today. We celebrating everybody. Yep. And yes, so You can watch these videos at your leisure. Once I post them, they are there. And they're not going anywhere. It's not a live thing. I literally are pre-recording and teaching you guys options from a beginner's, the way you can understand it. And then it's there. You can tune in 3 o'clock in the morning, anywhere in the world. You can watch it at will, because we want you guys. I want to take an army of people with me that don't understand. And some of the stuff we're going to learn together. I got guests coming in. But we want to start from the absolute beginner. And my theory is, talk to me like I'm 3. So if you are a pro options trader, it ain't for you. Don't even come over there. Don't come, right? What did you do when you were down over 80%? 80%? I was down over 80%. And 80% in what? I was down on over 80%. So yeah, so it depends on what you're in, right? Remember, most of my money in this phase was in ETFs. Remember, I had stop losses set. I've been quite clear. I was down a lot. There was a lot. There was a bloodbath. Let me tell you something. My portfolio was a bloodbath. And anybody that looks at you and say they had no red, they're lying. Everybody had red, and I had a sea of red, and I was down over 100K. But I'm telling you right now that I have because I bought my way down, because I started buying the NASDAQ when it was 14% down and down, from there on down. So let's say I was down by 100, I may be up by 150 already, 130 already. So it's, when you buy your way down, good people, when things are beat down, when you're scared, that's the time to go in and buy. You hold your nose and buy. Because at the end of the day, this 10% the NASDAQ went up, down the road, it's going to be another 10% on that. And so you got to fight your emotions. You got to fight it, all right? Bitcoin bottom in now, laugh out loud. And that's why you buy, good people. I buy every day. And I've been transparent that I'm DCAing mostly in Bitcoin. And we're at 82, okay? We're at 82 on Bitcoin. And, I know somebody said here, hey, just tell them that it's over. Just tell them that it's over. I'm not telling them it's over. How did you control your emotions? Yeah, this is a great question. You know how you control your emotions? Stop looking at your phone. I stopped. When I'm looking over $100,000 down, that's when I tapped out. I tapped out. And you know what I did? So I got a tab where I look at my, your profit and loss. I didn't look at that. I started going by the 200-day moving average. Let me show you guys this. This is what I started doing. And I'm going to tell you something psychologically. So that's such a great question. I'm going to tell you something psychologically before it ends, because something like this is going to happen again. The way you control it psychologically, whenever you are in a position, whenever you're in a position where the stock market is falling, act like you just got into the market and you got new money, right? So the question is, what would you do if you came and saw everything was on a discount? That's what I want to ask you, right? What would you do if you came into the stock market and saw that everything was on a discount? That's when you start buying. So this is how I control my emotions, because that's a great question. Whenever there is a situation like that, I always act like I just got in the market and I got fresh cash. And then how would I act? Because if you've been in the market, you're reacting negatively. But if you're just getting into the market, you're going to act positively. So that's the mindset. Okay. So let me see this. So I'm trying to show you guys this. 50 and the 100. That's kind of junky there. I want to show you guys this Takes me a little. Let's get this out of the way. Info. Let's do that. Boom. Horizon. Info line. That 100-day moving average, guys. That's what I was talking about. Look at that. That 100-day moving average. Now, this is the Qs, and I got it on the daily. That 100-day moving average. Remember how we went down, and remember how I kept going over how this was similar to 2022. And remember we had that bear market in 2022. Where we at? Here we go. Remember we had this bear market in 2022 and it was going under the 200-day moving average. Boom, dipped. Then it dipped again. Well, that's when I start to buy. And you can clearly see that. You see the red line here too also? Every time it touched, boom, time to buy. Boom, time to buy. Boom, time to buy here. And then what happens? We go under, right? We go under, and even if you bought here, you're going to be okay in the long run, right? And then you see this big, huge red candle. So the truth be told, we got all of this way to come back up. So there's a lot of room to come back. And sometimes you just got to trust the technicals. Okay, shouts out to Stocks with Josh. Shouts out to Stocks with Josh. I learned a lot from my little brother, I call him. Shouts out to Stocks with Josh because I learned a lot about charting from Stocks with Josh. I'm gonna tell you, sometimes even when chaos is going on, you gotta trust the charts. It's showing you a pattern. And then here's what I want you to know fundamentally, okay? So that's my strong point, is fundamentally. Fundamentally, something happened here. You can go back to the date and see. Fundamentally, something happened here. All right? Every single time. We had COVID, okay? That wasn't COVID. If you go back here, I'm going to show you. Whenever you see this downturn, something happened fundamentally, okay? Something happened fundamentally. This was 2022, right? And then you'll see a ramp up, and then you go back. I can clearly see that this was COVID. So every time this dipped below the 100-day, something fundamentally happened to cause it. Okay? This time it was what? Tariffs. All right, good people. I'm going to leave it right there because I didn't plan on this being a teacher one. I just wanted to come on with this news. Let's take one more look at what's happening in these markets. Let's see how far up we're going. And then as we can see, DJT is soaring up to 22%. 22%. And now we could see the NASDAQ is steady coming up. It's going up. Look at that. Up. It's going to be 11% here in minutes. All right, good people. So I just want you guys to be aware of what's going on. And then it's about controlling emotions. That was such a great question that's going to help bless a lot of people, right? But for those of you that want to get ready and we're not in a hurry, I'm teaching this in a way that you get it. Not just me giving you information, you go, but for you to get it. Come and join us. Top link below. The only link. Money moves less than $1 a day. And I want us as an army to learn and earn together. I'm going to teach you guys what I know about options, and then I'm going to bring in some guests, all right? And we're just going to learn the right way. And so I want an army of us. Next time this happens, we're going to ride it all the way down. And then on days like today, we're going to ride it all the way up. We're going to control our position size. We're not going to overinvest. We're not going to set a option and walk away without a stop loss. We're going to know how much we are willing to lose before we enter into a play. And we're going to win more than we lose. I love you guys. For real, though. I love you enough to look you in the eye and tell you the truth. Just like I said, at the end of this, you and I, we're going to make more money. Live, love, laugh, and learn.